the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everyone to our meeting tonight. Mayor Cedar is out ill, and he sends his regrets he couldn't attend. We'll move along here, if we could have the roll.
Butler,
Here.
Laporte,
Here.
Hall,
Present.
Foltz,
Here.
Watt.
Here.
Councilmember Kufa is also absent today.
Make a motion to excuse the absences.
Supported.
Move and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We'll move to the consent agenda. Councilmen's meetings from November 6th, regular meeting approved. And cemetery board minutes of October 3rd, meeting is to receive.
Make a motion to approve both as presented.
Supported.
Moved and supported, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. And the next item we have here is lighted parade awards, and I believe there's a young lady that's going to help us with that.
I wanted to do this Friday, but I couldn't have time. So I came back down from the North Pole. This is what just to do this. What, Powell?
Okay, first of all, thank you for having us here. And we would like to thank all the departments of the City of St. Clair and also the members of the Chamber of Commerce that contributed to the success of the 2023 Santa Lighted Parade. We can't do it without the help of everybody. I would like to also thank all of the citizen volunteers, because we couldn't have done without their help at all, especially the ones up at the beginning. They worked their tails off to get this thing lined up and going, and I really appreciate their donating their time. Would also thank all participants. We had 46 units participate in this year's parade, and it made the judges' job a lot harder to decide on the winners. So as you can see, I invited a very special guest here this evening to give out the awards. He's made a special trip from the North Pole to be with us. So here he is. Santa, say hi.
Hello.
Hi, Santa. Santa.
I'm watching you. Oh, it's actually you.
Okay, we've got plaques that we award. We usually do it up on the stage. These are the plaques that they are awarded. And for the first place in the nonprofit category, those wonderful trees from the St. Clair Garden Club.
Thank you.
Don't go away. Don't go away. I knew I brought this camera for a reason.
Oh, you might know if Phil's got his camera, look out.
Sorry,
Santa, get in here.
Yeah.
Like a little.
I got some help.
Oh, that's nice.
Take charge of that. All right.
Put film in it.
Santa, you need a smile. Let's do. Good.
Did you put
Next.
film in it?
There's no film in it.
Thank you.
Congratulations, ladies.
Do you hold the flash can?
First place in the commercial category is DJ Mike Schaefer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Show the plaque. Don't run away. All right.
Okay, now you're going to give this one out. Oh.
Are you ready? One more.
Okay.
Keep up the good work there.
And now the grand sweepstakes winner, Pine River Elementary School.
Did it. Did it peekaboo.
Such an honor. Put him.
Get in here, gang. Yes. And now, so you all can see, most of you, if you come into City Hall, will see this up on the wall, out in the main hallway. This is the big plaque where each year the winner, it has her name engraved on it, compliments of Coghlan Jeweler. So this year, Eddie Elementary, your name will go on this plaque forever.
Pine River.
What did I say again? Did I say Eddie? I did it again. Sorry about that, Rachel. Whoops, can I get unhooked here? All right.
Very good.
Okay. So we want to congratulate all our winners and thank you for having us here tonight, and have a merry and joyous Christmas season.
Thank you, Sue.
Thank you.
See you in a few weeks.
First class.
Thank you, Santa.
Eye contact and everything.
Oh, I know. Made me nervous. I was like, I had a flashback of all the things.
We're on the good list.
Good.
That was very nice.
Boy, we know how to clear a room.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to move to ordinances and resolutions. Seeing none? Anyone none? Okay. Move on to administration reports. Mr. Superintendent?
Thank you, Mr. Report. I just have a couple of announcements. First, I would like to thank Sue Daniels. I know she jumped out of the room, but the time and effort that she has put in to come into to City Hall, the planning, the organization, the crossing T's and dotting the I's, that was a job well done. So, Ms. Daniels, she did a fantastic job. Also, the police department. I know that we had many, many volunteers and reserve officers were out helping. That's no small feat either, controlling that many people. And when we looked out and saw, I don't know what a head count was, but it had to be 1,000 or 2, all in a very confined space. I thought your boys and girls did a very good job. Keep everybody contained.
Yeah, the crowd control this year was fantastic.
Couldn't agree more.
Crowd
Chief.
control, it was fantastic
Yeah.
this year. Managed very, very well downtown.
Yeah, from being in the parade where we had people just breathing on our faces a couple of years ago. I mean, it's remarkable the difference. So well done. And that's I wanted the police department, the DPW, and the St. Clair Public Safety Volunteer Program. I think that's just their help out there was fantastic. Thanks for mentioning it.
Yeah, couldn't
bringing
agree
them
more.
out.
I think we should have a round of applause for
Yeah.
You should, first, I don't know if you know Chris Kuchemeister, I think is his last name.
Yep, that's him.
He's the one, he took this volunteer thing right under he's running with it. I should probably get him an office upstairs, but they helped, and the more we get, the just easier it is to keep people back.
Yeah.
So we've already tweaked it for next year. It'll be better next year.
Thank you.
Awesome. The only other thing I really want to bring up tonight, this is in regards to the middle school currently owned with the Jeff Katofsky, and he currently has right now commercial rehabilitation exemption through the city. I would just like to make an official statement and publicly say that we're going to be moving forward to ending and revoking that exemption. And so in order to do that, there's a few steps we need to take, one by resolution by this council. I would like to seek your permission this evening to move forward with that. The commercial rehabilitation exemption, to revoke it, it's going to require some time. And there's a couple questions that I would like just to answer, because I think that people have this question. First, what is it? It provides a property tax exemption for commercial business enterprise that are going to rehab a building. Who establishes it? The city council has established a district, and then the entity applies for that exemption, and they receive up to 50%, up to 1 to 10 years. currently, right now, that property in that district is under a 10-year exemption. What we'd like to do as part of revoking it, we do need to make a public statement. I'm doing that right now. We will be filing, like I said, with your permission, we will be filing with the assessor to get the proper paperwork in order. And once it is revoked, that sends a very clear message, not only to the property owner, but also to those who have an interest in that property, which will soon probably be the banks. And we need to make sure that we establish that there are taxes that are due. He has not held up his end of the bargain in terms of rehabilitating that building. And so the message that we need to send, in my opinion, is that that type of business is not wanted here. And so as we revoke it, can it be transferred or amended once it's revoked? Yes, it can be. So a new property owner who would like to purchase the building after it is revoked and after the property is sold, it can, in fact, be reinstated, that same exemption, if we chose to do so. The district is in place. They would then need to apply just as they did before. But once it's revoked, the new property owner can take over that property and apply for that exemption again. I think it'll probably be hard pressed for it to go through again, but we'll see what happens in the future. But I guess what I'm trying to say, the long and short of it is that enough's enough with this particular exemption. We're not seeing any revenue. We're not seeing any type of rehabilitation, and he's not, or the company is not keeping their end of the deal. And so we're going to begin the revocation process, and I'd like to start that even within this year and have it before you again sometime in the near future.
Did you say he has current taxes to be paid, or he has back taxes to be paid?
It's back. It's both. So he's at 50%, and he has not paid his taxes on that. On the 50%.
For how many years?
Well, he's only had the property for, I believe, 3 years now.
The whole time he's never paid taxes?
I'll have to. I don't quote me on it, but I'd have to get it from the assessor, the exact amount. But for whatever is owed to the city, that will be, without going into too many details, but we'll be seeking a full reimbursement for the amount that we are owed. But the first step in the process is to revoke his exemption.
I totally support it.
Thank you.
You need a motion for that? Or?
No, I think this, the resolution itself will be the opportunity for council to weigh in on that.
Perfect.
Is that all you have?
That's all I have this evening.
Okay. The attorney?
Nothing this evening, Your Honor.
City departments, Annette?
Yes, a couple things for everybody. City offices are closed this Thursday and Friday for the Thanksgiving holiday. And with that, garbage collection will be delayed one day, so garbage will be picked up on Friday this week. Boards and commission reappointment recommendations are moving along quite nicely. 7 of the 12, I have the list ready to go. So I'll have the final list ready for everybody at the December 4th meeting for consideration. And lastly, the presidential primary election date has been confirmed. It will be held on Tuesday, February 27th. Thank you.
Thank you. We have no unfinished business, new business, approval of a regular council meeting dates for 2024.
Yes, in front of you is the list of suggested meetings for the 2024 calendar year. Per usual, the first and third Monday is recommended, aside from the month of January and Tuesday in September because of Labor Day. So in January, City Hall offices are closed on Monday and Tuesday, and one of the options would be to go to the second and fourth week, still on Monday. January does have 5 weeks in there, so we would still be on an every other week sort of schedule. So if that works for everybody, we'll approve the schedule as presented, and then it will be noticed appropriately.
Well, and just to mention, the 15th of January would also be city office is closed, I think, on that day as well, isn't it? The
We are
MLK?
not.
You're not, okay.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion. I think this is a great calendar.
And supported.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything from any other boards, commissions, council? Nothing?
I'll take the next action item too.
Okay.
So for consideration tonight is the appointment of the police secretary as an additional Freedom of Information Act coordinator. Chief Raker and I have discussed it, and pursuant to the authority granted in you to designate, Currently, the city clerk is the FOIA coordinator for the city, but I'm recommending the addition of the police secretary to handle those specific FOIA requests. And overall, it just streamlines the process, goes directly to the police department. She has had several trainings. I don't know if you wanted to touch on any of that tonight, but feel free.
Yeah, I've sent Ann to several trainings because there's a lot of things we're not supposed to give out, so she knows all that. And instead of crossing paths on the other side of City Hall, it's just easier to have her be a coordinator on our side because we give one out every day. So, and she's got the training now, and I've learned more than I care to know about it, but.
Motion? Yes. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Go ahead.
Been moved?
Support.
And supported? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank
Next
you.
item. Claims and accounts.
There are no questions. I'll make the motion to approve.
Support.
Moved and supported, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Any public questions or comments? Please hold it to 3 minutes. Do you see any hands? Clayman?
Bill Clayman, 1374 South Riverside. Last March, I asked about some warranty work that was supposed to be done on some streets that were repaved, one being Goff Street. And I was told that last March that it wasn't construction season yet, and when construction season came, they'd get repaired. Still not done. What's the status on?
We talked about this about a week ago. Yep, Second Street was done on the warranty work. That was taken care of. We called back, and Bob Beath is on that right now to take care of the warranty work on Goff Street. That has been addressed.
So
I do not have a date about when
I
that's
guess
done.
my question is, why all summer it hasn't been taken care of? When I was told a year ago in March that it wasn't, we had to wait till the weather got better, and it's been almost a year now, and it still hasn't been addressed.
Yeah, good question.
I mean, I'd like that answer. I mean,
Yeah, that's a good question.
all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Have anyone else? Huh? Entertain a motion to adjourn?
Supported.
I have one question first. Clinton, could you give the status of the bike path, seeing that November 15th is come and gone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
What's going on, and hopefully we're gonna make some adjustments because of the temperature changing.
yeah. So with the bike path, we have they've extended it to the end of the month, and that's all due to making sure that they get the last of the asphalt in before the mills close. The goal is that they should have it poured, at least asphalt down, the length of the bike path except until 4th Street. They were not going to tear it from 4th Street to 29. This will have to extend later on. These are the reasons why. There was utility damage. That was the first setback. One of the telecom companies, part of their engineering and design, did not drop the manhole covers to the proper depth. The other one was that there's existing utilities that need to be moved. So because of those things, there were setbacks. As far as retaining walls around, Mr. Lubman, I think he's still here. Is Phil here? There he is. To ensure that the depth of the water and sewer pipes are at the right depth, that earthwork and retaining walls took additional time. I mean, I drove by Clinton today just to kind of check on it. They had a lot of the form boards up today, and the concrete was going down, and the curbs were being replaced. And so that is the final prep stage before the asphalt will be laid down. It will not be completed this calendar year. The completion of it will be in the first quarter of 2024.
Does the city have any recourse in case the asphalt that they put down being so late in the year, it's no good in the spring, or it crumbles midsummer?
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever?
there's absolutely a warranty on the quality of work because G2, I believe, is the inspection company there too. So final laydowns, punch lists, those all things have to pass muster before final payment's made. Yeah, at bare minimum base coat, even if they save the top coat, but a base coat would at least get something over that raw ground, because quite frankly, the residents living along Clinton shouldn't have raw ground. When we made it very clear during our pre-con meetings that something needs to be settled for them.
I agree.
Okay, go for it.
Can I ask a question?
Come up to the microphone, please.
Go ahead. I'll follow behind you.
All right. Frank Kleist, 1104 Clinton Avenue. I live right next to the apartments there, and I'm supposed to be getting a wall, but they haven't started on that yet. So when are they laying this asphalt?
Yeah. They should have the form boards up. Have they set the forms yet?
No, they haven't even dug it out yet to put the
Yeah.
footing in.
Then I would imagine that form, they need to go up.
Yeah.
Before they're
Still
laying
working down
asphalt.
by 9th Street and 10th Street, before 10th Street down there, so.
Yeah, they appear to be working east to west with all
Yeah,
the concrete.
okay. Well, I know they laid the driveway next to me today, the house right next to me, 1101, okay?
On the west side of you?
On the
Close-
east side.
On the east side of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't want them to start laying mine until they have that in, you know what I mean? So I just was curious as to if that's gonna be on there.
Sir, what was your address one more time?
1104 Clinton Avenue.
1104 Clinton.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're supposed to remove some more of my driveway to make it less of an angle.
Yes.
And they're cutting out the curb, and then they're supposed to be putting the wall in. So there's a bunch to do there. That's why I was asking it. I don't want them to lay tar and then have to dig it up to do that later.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You done already?
Yeah.
I just have a question about the asphalt that's going to go down. I was led to believe that the asphalt plants were closing by the middle of this month and there'd be no more asphalt work. Is that not true?
I had heard it was the end of the month.
Oh. Okay, well,
Which is upon us.
I've heard several dates and it's been right around the middle of the month, and are we taking leftovers? I don't know.
I don't think there's a firm date. I think it's based on weather. Sometimes it's early November, sometimes it's early
Well,
December.
even in December, you can have good weather. so-
Correct. So
might be
it's just
open
like sod farms. They close down at the end of the season, depending on the weather cycle. So
I
the weather's
see.
holding, the plants are producing
Yeah,
asphalt.
okay.
I saw them doing asphalt today down on Gratiot in Macomb County, but there's still asphalt work being done throughout the state.
Yeah. Well, I know they have to they'll probably put down a drop dead date and whatever and wait till spring, but I just was concerned because I had heard that they were closing, so I didn't even anticipate. I figured we'd have a mud hole to walk through all winter.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, yeah. And the biggie that they've got, I will say this in support of what's going on. Not that I supported doing any of it, but the bottom line is they're doing it correctly with the water and the sewer. They're doing what it is to make it legal and right, and I appreciate that. But the bigger one is our 3 driveways on Clinton. That has not been addressed yet. And way back in February 15th of 2021, I stood here and went head-to-head with the head engineer, and he told you folks that they could make that grade the same as or less. And I stood right here and told them you couldn't do it. Not one of you believed me. Well, guess what? I was right, and they had to come back for an easement. I don't think they've got enough of an easement yet, but as Mr. Bishop and I were talking about this, I'm going to let them do the math and see what happens. But I wish you would stay on top of it with them to make sure that they can. I know the exact degree of each one of these driveways concerned. I'm concerned for my neighbors as well as myself. I'm the only one that can do away with a driveway. I don't want to, but I could. But the other 2 neighbors, that's the only access to their home. And I'm very concerned that theirs have the same kind of concern that they're showing for mine. But I know what mine is, and if anybody would like to talk, all I got to do is knock on my door or call me. And I've talked to Brian on several occasions about it, and so he knows where I stand with it and so forth. But I am very concerned that you don't make that grade any more than what it currently is, because we're currently looking at stars, all of us, and in the wintertime, it's terrible to try and drive up and down those driveways. Thank you.
Thank you, Phil.
Frank Place, 1104 Clinton Avenue again. They still have a AT&T cable that they moved from where it was originally They pulled it out of the ground, or they put new cable in. Well, it's laying across my yard from one box all the way down the street, basically. And they haven't reburied it yet. They said they'd be back the next day, because I was talking to the guy when he was doing it. They haven't come back to rebury it yet, so I just wanted to let you know about that, too. And then one other thing, FedEx drivers and UPS drivers are now using the path as a place to drive on to deliver their packages to our house. So I don't know how you're going to monitor that, but just so that you're aware of it. So, thank you.
Joanne? Nothing? Hearing nothing else, I would like to take this time to, on behalf of the mayor and the city of St. Clair, wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Have a great holiday. Thank you. With that.
Like, make motion to adjourn?
So your support?
Mike, you were gonna remember who died.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes. Pat Taylor and George. Tyler and George Yocken. George, I worked with a lot through the years with the fire authority and council, a good man. Tyler's too. Grandma lived upstairs there over that place for a long time. A lot of history there. Two great people. Gonna be best. Thank you. Good night.